Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? This is Amanda. So, we're going to have a coffee together. I'm going to dunk my biscuit, and then we're going to chat about Cancer New Moon. But I also have got some really important symbolism to talk about linked into Euro 2021, which is a football championship. Do not switch off because I've just said football and you might not like football. The symbolism is really important. And it's relevant for everybody wherever you are around the world. But before we do that, let's just do the important things, which is dunk the rich tea. I just need a bit of sustenance. Excuse me, terribly rude, talking with your mouth full. Right, but anyway. That's how I felt, actually, this whole lead up to this Cancer New Moon. Just sort of been sauntering up to it. And I've really observed the energy because I'm a Cancerian and it's like, yeah, but it's like, no, we're just going to saunter up to this new moon. I don't quite know what that means in terms of what happens when we get there. So we'll look at that as well in this video. But just observing the energy. Metatron did say to me on Monday, he said it's going to be a very long week. And it does feel a bit like that. How are you all doing? Hope you're good. Thank you to all of you that support me and my work. I forget to say that often. I appreciate the people that like my videos, subscribe to my channel, buy my sprays, my oracle cards, send me donations, send me gifts. You're all just so very kind. Thank you. Thank you this week to a guy called Lee. Lee, you sent me your music and I've got it. Thank you very much for the beautiful card you sent to me as well. And I'm looking forward to listening to the whole CD. It's nice to be sent a CD, a proper piece of, sorry, it's just I like a physical thing in my hand like that. So I'm going to listen to that, Lee. Thank you. And I'll let you know, but I'm sure I'm going to like it. I already know I'm going to like it. Right, let's talk about symbolism. Euro 2021. Those of you obviously not in Europe or not in the UK, I realise you might not know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter, okay? Effectively, what's been going on over the last couple of weeks is a football championship, which is important to many people. I'm not a huge football fan, but I do like to get behind the national team. And more than anything, over and above the actual game itself and the football itself, I'm fascinated by the energy at play. I believe that there is a huge release happening right now for anybody that wants to tap into it. There is a outpouring of happiness, fun, joy, enthusiasm, hope. One of you on Instagram has just said something along the lines of, where is it? I won't read your name out. You said, I really wished that our team had won. You're Danish, obviously. I sent UK congratulations from Denmark. This tournament has brought lots of celebration, love and unity in many countries, which was very needed. Well, actually, that wasn't the comment I was meaning to read. But anyway, that's a good one. There's another one. Someone's basically said that as a nation, for example, we had got so used to losing. We always lose. I'm talking about football. We've always lost. And it's just really interesting to be back in the energy of winning. And it's like, whoa. So let's think about that. Let's widen that up now to all of us. Sometimes we get used to defeat. We get used to the feeling that we're not really going to do it. What about if this Cancer New Moon energy can bring about a sense of self-belief that maybe you just can? Maybe you can just do it. Maybe you can just go that extra mile. Maybe you can just dream. Maybe you can just hope. And the interesting thing about it as well is that all of this energy is brought in via a championship, but via a team in England. I'm only talking from the English perspective. I'm sure there's lots of other amazing teams in the Euro Championship and players, but I don't know them, so I'm just talking from the English perspective. It's come in on via an English team that seemed to symbolise multiculturalism at its best, bringing people together, youth, hope. I mean, a couple of the players in particular, so in case you don't know, there's one guy called Marcus Rashford. He's 23. He is completely and utterly inspirational. He has changed the government's policy on, basically, he stood up for child hunger. So during the pandemic, when all the schools were closed for months at a time, a lot of children from very poor or more impoverished families who relied on getting a hot meal once a day in school free, didn't have access to it. And so he did not let the government off the hook, and he brought back free school meals during the school holiday for such children. He also then went a step further when what was provided wasn't adequate. And he, again, he's just relentless. So he stands up for child hunger. He also does a lot of work linked into the homeless. Him and his mother, it feels quite Princess Di-like, actually. She's obviously taken him as a child into homeless shelters and, actually there on the floor, as it were, helping to deliver, not just, talking about it, doing it, getting out there, taking action. He's done a lot of other stuff. He's also written an inspirational book, which a lot of people have read. This week he stood up for a young 18-year-old tennis player at Wimbledon who'd, I think probably she'd had maybe a little bit of a panic attack or some sort of nerves or anxiety had got to her on centre court, and she had to exit the championship. And some of the older commentators didn't get it. He rushed to her defence straight away, so he's standing up for the divine feminine. There was another one of the players last night, just before the match began, the England-Denmark match, and he was talking about how his mother had raised him, single mum, how inspirational she was, how he owed everything to her. There's another one called Raheem Sterling, who was born in Jamaica. He's lived here since he was 5. His father was murdered when he was 2 in Jamaica. Again, the mother had the wherewithal to try and, or she believed in a better life for her son and her family. It's just all the way through it. There are these stories, there are these inspirational stories of this team, of these players, and this is what I mean. It's over and above football, but there are these stories and these energies are relevant for all of us. That we can strive to do better. It's about believing in ourselves. And again, the song that basically is carrying England through these championships is an old one, which is It's Coming Home. It goes back to the 80s, Skinner and Baddiel. It's a song, and I've noticed a few of the other nationalities are now starting to sing it. Think about the symbolism of It's Coming Home over and above football, which is obviously what they're singing about. But Cancer New Moon, Cancer is all about the home. Where do we feel at home? Who are we at home with? Are we at home with ourselves? It's coming home. Something's coming back to us. Something's being gifted back to us over and above a championship. Whoever wins it, may the best team win. It's to do with qualities of hope, of dreaming, of joy. I mean, the pictures, my God, if you didn't see it, the pictures yesterday of Wembley, particularly after we won, thousands of people singing Sweet Caroline, Neil Diamond's song. I grew up with Neil Diamond. My parents were big Neil Diamond fans, and Neil is sort of in my DNA. I love the guy. But, I don't know why they're all belting out Sweet Caroline, but they are, and everyone's just going for it. Old people, young people, kids, everyone's coming together. And it's truly beautiful. And then when people do step out of line, because people will step out of line because it's human nature, there was another story whereby, I can't remember which team it was. It could have been Germany, where I think there was a when they whoever was playing Germany, maybe it was England, can't remember. Yeah, it would have been us. And they crashed out, and the cameras panned to a little girl in the stand who got the German flag on her face with her dad, and she was in floods of tears. And I think some people in the audience laughed or mocked or booed. You know, there's always some idiots that spoil it for everybody. And anyway, it was seen, I think, on TV. And then what happened was people set up a Just Giving page to raise money for this little girl, just to, I don't know, give something back. You know, she'd received some abuse. They wanted to give something back. And this little girl, I think she's age 7, she's turned round, £36,000 was raised, and she said, I want it to go to UNICEF. I mean, if that doesn't pull at your heartstrings, it's like, hello, are you awake? There's just some beautiful stuff going on. And again, it's all in the context and the backdrop of what we've been through and what we are all still going through. All countries are going through it. We're all at different stages of this pandemic. And without getting into the rights or the wrongs of it in terms of what's happening, certainly from a UK perspective, we've been in lockdown for nearly 16 months, you know, in different variations of, but it's been intense, it's been difficult. Some countries are still in lockdown, countries are coming in and out of it the whole time. We're about to come out of it on the 19th of July. Whether we go back into it again, I don't know. I'll do a video on that at some point. But the point was, it's all this frustration, this repression. It's like I can't be with a crowd of people. I can't be with my tribe. Seeing people just there together, en masse, singing their hearts out in joy, particularly singing It's Coming Home. And this match is played on the 11th. The final's played on the 11th, which is Sunday, and we'll still be in the new moon in Cancer energy. There's something going on over and above football with this. And again, it's to do with, if you want to link into the energy of this, link into it. Okay, it doesn't matter what nationality you are. It's something over and above football, what's going on at the moment. Even the lion symbolism, you know, England have the 3 lions on their chest, 3 lions on my chest. What have we got coming up in, you know, I can see it energetically already. We've got the Lion's Gate is about to appear again. You know, being of lion heart, being courageous, believing in something. Oh, it's just beautiful. But anyway, yes, there's just so much going on with all of that. I had to mention that. Now let me have a little glug of my coffee. I'll try not to have another biscuit. The problem is when you exercise one day, you're then ravenous the next. Hey ho. Cancer New Moon. I'm going to go with this deck. This is the Tarot Grand Luxe, which I laughed when I picked it up because it's actually got a lion. It's got a lion. Okay. Let's get into it, guys. Cancer New Moon. What's coming up, please? Cancer New Moon. And why have we been... Why I feel I've like just been meandering up to this. Why? Why? Yeah. I pulled some cards before I came on camera, and this card came up, and it's come up again. The 7 of Swords. This is a sneaky, manipulative energy. It's almost as though the football's, again, a good symbolism, can't quite... It's almost like it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. These feelings of happiness and euphoria and being back together again, it's almost like too good to be true. Is the deception at play? Is the manipulation? But I'm wanting to take this into a much wider context. I'm seeing in my mind's eye the Ace of Cups card. Let me just find that. Because it's as though Cancer New Moon energy feels as though it wants to gift us something. It wants to gift us something. But it's as though there's a part of our nature which is suspicious and doubting that it can be true. There's something about it's too good to be true. Look at that. I'm being offered something and it feels too good to be true. Surely there must be some sort of deception at play. If that's what you're feeling, you need to be working through that, because suspicion is a very difficult energy. It warps things. It warps and distorts things. Now remember, any moon has a degree of slight illusion, you know, because the moon is about what's hidden in the depths. Yes, okay, it brings it up to be looked at, but it's still a little bit reflective. You've got to grab hold of it and, you know, I wanted to say run with it, you know, but the thing here is this person is feeling, as I want to say, it's as though somebody else, or this is energetic, is wanting to run away with something that is ultimately yours for the taking. Now you can apply this to all sorts of areas of life. There's something that the universe actually is wanting to gift you that you're doubting is actually for you, even though it's right in front of your face. And if you're not careful, it's as though, when I say another energy comes in and takes it, ultimately what takes it is your own shadow. Ultimately what takes it is your own shadow. And by that I'm talking about fear prevents you from stepping forward. Now, somebody posted something yesterday. Hold on, let me just find this for 1 minute. You know me and my new musical references. Yeah, it was Justin Bieber. It was Justin Bieber. I follow him on Instagram. He put this post up yesterday and it says, fear of rejection can make you not try. Again, think about the symbolism of this team of footballers, or, you know, sport generally. To be top of your game, whatever, whoever you are, whatever genre you operate in, fear of rejection can make you not try. Cancer is linked into, you know, it's the crab. It's like, I'm just going to stay in my shell because it's safer to stay in the shell than poke my nose out and see actually what I'm capable of, what's actually out there, what's actually right in front of me. I'm being shown a crab now, and it's literally, it's coming out of its shell, and it's like there's a gift right there waiting for it. But am I going to scuttle back into my shell and not accept it because of fear of it not being what I don't know, just fear. We need to push through some fears. Let's carry on. Let's pull some other cards. What's going on here? Cancer new moon. Show me the shadow energy of Cancer new moon. I know we've talked about it already, but just let's go a bit deeper. Show me the shadow energy of this Cancer new moon. Show me the shadow energy. Nine of Wands, which is stress and worry. 2 pages, Page of Wands and Page of Swords, and the Emperor. What's coming, your shadow energy at the moment feels as though you feel as though you're not ready for something. You're not ready for something, you're not ready for someone. Because pages are the more juvenile energy. It's not mature. There's an energy here which is, I'm not quite ready. And why are you not quite ready? And why are you all up in your head worrying and stressed out? Because of the Emperor energy. The Emperor wants everything ticked off neatly, okay? I always use the analogy of wanting to have a baby, okay? You want to have a baby, but you need to make, some people wait until everything is just so, okay? Everything is just so in my life, okay? Life doesn't work like that, you know? Babies often turn up when they're meant to turn up. And so this is the symbolism. For those of you that are resonating with what I'm saying here, you're feeling not ready because it's unhealed wounding within you. I mean, look at that card, the Nine of Swords. You know, this is the shadow. Look at that. Look at this poor girl. That's you, that's me, that's us. Look at that. That's that voice in our head that says no. You know, this, whatever this represents for you, is illusion. This could be love, this could be a new job, this could be opportunity, this could be growth, this could be dreams, this could be hope, this could be anything. Okay? No, look at that. This is the, you know, the nighttime spectre type energy. And what it's saying to you at the moment is somehow you're not enough, or you're not ready. But remember, this is shadow energy. This is illusion. This isn't necessarily the truth. Let's see what the truth actually is. What is the truth, please, Metatron? If that's shadow, what is the truth linked into the Ace of Cups and whatever that represents? What is the truth linked into the Ace of Cups and whatever that represents? The Eight of Cups with, yeah, okay. You need to walk away from these fears and this self-limiting behavior and this self-sabotage behavior. This is self-sabotaging behavior. You need to be walking away from it. What are you walking towards? You're walking towards the brand new start, the Wheel of Fortune, and the High Priestess. To me, the High Priestess here is saying, what is being offered to you this Cancer new moon, or is being birthed this Cancer new moon, has an element of surprise about it, has an element of the unknown about it. That's why you don't feel ready, because you've never experienced this before, whatever this is, okay? Whatever this is, whatever this upgrade is, whatever this opportunity is, whatever this offer is, it's like, oh, yeah, can you come back in 6 months' time? No, because it's now. The Wheel of Fortune is turning now. The opportunity is here now. You've got to make friends with the unknown, is what I'm hearing. You've got to make friends with the unknown. And rather than seeing it as something fearful and that I'm going to be tripped up and it's just sort of like the devil in disguise, start to trust the universe to actually be able to give you or offer you something that is what you need or want. There's two different things there, need and want. The universe is going to give you what ultimately is in the best interest for you. It's very, very clear that that's what's coming up. I was given a piece of symbolism a few days ago by Metatron, and the reference is a UK magician who's dead now. In fact, he'd be a wonderful person to channel for the Heart Squad. I don't know why I haven't channeled any comedians. I mean, God, the world needs a laugh, doesn't it? The comedian is Tommy Cooper. The other thing about comedians is they often have this shadow side. So they appear to be very happy and smiley, but then, you know, it's like Tony Hancock, there's this shadow side. A lot of them suffer from deep depression. So he would be fascinating, wouldn't he? Anyway, back to what Metatron showed me. He showed me Tommy Cooper, but it was more what Tommy Cooper used to do. Now, those of you that don't know who Tommy Cooper is, yeah, he was a magician. But the point about Tommy Cooper was he was a master magician, okay? I'm talking magic tricks. You know, that's what he did on stage. In fact, didn't he die on stage? I think Tommy Cooper died on stage. Anyway, the point is, he was brilliant at his craft. He was a master of his craft. But he made it look as though he didn't know what he was doing, okay? So there was a comedic aspect to it as well. One of his tricks was he used to get, you know, you've probably seen the trick, the 3 cups, you know, the 3 plastic cups. And he'd sort of move them around and he'd go, you know, just like that. And the point was, what's underneath each of the cups? What Metatron showed me is, I think the magic trick is all about the prize. The prize is only underneath 1 cup. So again, you could be tricked. You could be tricked and you could pick the other 2 and you could put all your energy into that, but then you pick the wrong one. Oh my God, disaster, failure, you know? But this isn't the trick. Again, this is illusion. This is your shadow energy. Because in the game that I was being shown that Tommy was doing, any of the cups that you picked to see what was underneath it, each of them had a prize. There's no tricks. There's no tricks here. The universe is not trying to trick you. The universe is actually trying to bestow something upon you, but your own shadow side, your own unhealed wounding is preventing it. But the fact that you've been warned means that you can work through that. Let's pull a card from the Metatron deck at this point. Yes, exactly. Conquering fear. Conquering fear. I think the thing is, we all think that we've got to take these brave steps alone, and none of us ever are alone. You know, even if you are physically alone and you live alone in your house, you're not alone. You're surrounded by spirit the whole time. You're surrounded by your angels and your guides and your helpers, and they will help you take the step to actually lift the cup, take a sip from it. And rather than it being poison, realizing it's actually thirst quenching is what I'm hearing. It's thirst quenching. So it's a very, very specific message there. That's the first message to come through. Let's now pull again and see if there's another message to come through for this Cancer new moon. Shall I stay with this deck, Metatron? I think so. Yes, I'm going to stay with this deck for the moment. Okay. Any other messages, please, for Cancer new moon? Did you see what I did there? I didn't even see what I put back in the deck, but that's what I just did. I shuffled and there were two cards that came out and I just put them back without even looking at them. Symbolism in that, isn't there? I put them, this is what we do with life. It's like we do that sometimes because of conditioning, because of past hurts. We get offered something and it's like, I'm not even going to bother to turn the page over and read that because I sort of know the way it's going to I know what's going to happen. We're going to lose. We're going to, what if you, we need to wipe that away. Okay, it's not in the winning or losing either, Metatron's saying. It's in the experiencing. It's in being in the game. It's being in the game. What is the game? The game is life. If you get offered something and then it's like you just put it back without even bothering to look at what it was, well, more fool you. And God, because look at the two cards here. The World and the Two of Wands. Hello. You don't put those back in the deck. You do not put those back in the deck. Two of Wands, yeah, there's a nod there to love, of course there is. There's a nod there to twin flame soulmate, yes, of course there is. The world, you're being offered the world. Why put that back in the deck? And again, the gate is open, okay? Take it away from love now, because there's many different interpretations of these cards. Why would you put those two back in the deck? The World also implies you completed a cycle. The universe was actually tapping on your door to say, well done, maybe karma completed or lesson learnt, okay? Now we're going to see whether you're ready for the next level. The gates are open. Here is the opportunity or offer or whatever. And what do? You slam the gate shut in the universe's face. The universe doesn't tend to like that very much. You know, we mirror. So it's sort of like, well, yeah, I'm going to read those cards. These were just lying here. Okay, I didn't actually shuffle these. I split the deck without realizing I had. I've got quite a few cards here. I'm actually going to read them. Why would you throw a gift back? Because you've got something to learn. You've got something to learn from that experience. The Hierophant. Okay, it was there to teach you something. The winning and the losing, it's all learning. The Ace of Swords, learning, truth. There is some truth to be uncovered. We have the Justice card and the Devil and the Chariot. You're given a choice, a decision to be made. Do you stay stuck in the Devil energy of wounding and I can't, because last time I did it, it didn't work out. Last time I tried to, let's take it into another area. Lots of people at the moment struggling to find work, okay? So last time I bothered to send my CV off I just got rejected, so I'm not going to bother to apply for that job, even though on paper actually it looks like it's made for me. Maybe it is made for you. Maybe that's why you're seeing that particular job opportunity at that time. Maybe it's not about the other 5,000 people that are going for that job. Maybe it was made for you, but the devil energy will be, no, there's 5,000 other people going for it. What's the point? What's the point? I won't bother. Whereas the other side of the coin is it's the Chariot, which is saying, go for it, do it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Again, keep going back to the football analogy. It doesn't matter if England win or lose on Sunday. It's all about playing the game and believing that you are entitled to the top table. You're worthy of being at the top table. You've earned your place there. Okay? It's exactly the same. It's this analogy, this symbolism, it's just flowing through many of our lives at the moment in all sorts of different ways. So, yeah, there's great teaching here. What else have we got? So again, some of the shadow energy with this Cancer new moon is, look at that. It's like the 10 of coins, but in this deck, it's like he looks like a hoarder. It's like I'm going to save all my pennies for a rainy day. I won't spend them now. I won't venture out now. It's almost like base chakra wounding. It's the people who used to hide money underneath their beds because they thought the banks were about to collapse, that type of thing. Or, take it into the modern, a very recent example, when pandemic first started, certainly in the UK, so many people behaved appallingly, hoarding food, and then other people going to the shelves and there was nothing left there. It's that hoarding mentality. But again, it comes from a wounded place. It comes from a belief that the universe will not be there for me, that I'm going to starve, that I am going to be, it's this energy that somehow I'm not supported by the universe. Seems to be something coming in with this Cancer new moon energy, which is wanting us to step into a belief that you are. And it was interesting this morning, I got, when you get married, and I don't know whether this is a universal thing, but they say you should have something old, something borrowed, and something blue for good luck. And I was feeling that energy coming through, and it wasn't to do with a marriage. I mean, maybe it is, but it wasn't to do with that in terms of what I was feeling. It was more to do with, I felt that this Cancer new moon was offering us a marriage ceremony of sorts, but the energies that are getting married are you and the universe. It's like you committing to the universe and the universe committing to you. You see, because in a marriage ceremony, you have this thing, don't you, in terms of you betroth yourself to each other. You promise to stand by each other for good, for bad, whatever. It's like that's what needs to happen here with you and the universe. Rather than you thinking that the universe is out to conspire and trip you up, that seven of swords energy, because that's what's in the back of some of our minds. It's subconscious, it's the shadow, but it needs to be brought out. It's as though we need to make a commitment to the universe, which is actually, I believe in you. I trust in you to deliver what I need, to deliver it at the right time, at the right moment. And I feel as though with this sort of July, August energy, and I'm bringing in the Lionsgate energy here as well, it's time to really believe that something good is tapping on our door, and to not doubt it, because as soon as you start to doubt it, you start to weaken the energy. You weaken the energy. You make it less likely to happen. So yeah, here, this no, I'm just gonna hedge my bets. I'm not sure. No, this feels like this Cancer new moon energy is encouraging you out of your shell to test new waters, remembering that you've got your little pincers, there's antennae there, to protect you and keep you safe. It's interesting, I felt like, personally I was meandering up to this Cancer new moon. Doesn't matter however you get to it, you can sprint to it if you want, you can meander, you can take a detour, as long as you arrive there, my friends, as long as you arrive there. Back to the marriage ceremony between you and the universe. Again, I was getting it very strongly today, even even here, like, because the thing is, what we have to do, you can say these things, but then you've got to symbolically make them real, because when you do that, you bring it down to earth and you root it. So I would encourage you maybe to have, create maybe a little grid or something, or a display around Cancer New Moon, which is about you committing to the universe. And it's also to do with what JFK said. It's not what your country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country, but take it into the world, the universe. It's not just what the universe can do for me, it's what I can do for the universe. It has to be a two-way thing. I'm committing to you, universe, and I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to go through these gates, whatever the hell that means. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be like, you know, the Marcus Rashfords of this world, the Harry Keene's another one, Raheem Sterling. I'm going to have that quality within me, which is going to strive for better. And I'm going to keep picking myself back up and getting back out there. Because I don't believe that you, universe, are conspiring against me. It's the complete opposite of the whole victim energy, okay? And it's just the belief that, oh, well, it didn't work last time, it's not going to work this time, so I'm not going to even bother to try. So yeah, create a little grid, put some crystals out, write some affirmations down for yourself. But here's the thing, something borrowed, something old, something old, something borrowed, something new. So something old for me today was this glass, which I never use. It's a beautiful, I think it's Venetian. It was my grandmother's glass. It's usually in a cupboard. I never touch it because I don't want to break it. And I just heard her say today, get it out. It's something old, but equally, it's like, it's embracing that, but equally it's about also using the good stuff. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You know, why am I waiting to use this, you know, in 10 years' time when somebody maybe comes round and I get it out on a gilded tray? What nonsense is that? Use it now, enjoy it now. So something old, that's my something old. Something borrowed, not quite sure about that yet. Something new, I can probably do that. Put those into your grid, put those into that little part of your, you know, on your desk or by your bed or something, you know? Make it real, ground it, anchor it. Any other card that I haven't talked about here? Let's just see. I think I have talked about them all. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's just see if there's anything else that wants to come through in this video. I'm not going to make it too long. Let's go to... we need a feminine energy coming in for Cancer New Moon, of course. Let's bring in Mother Mary. It's coming home. You see, Mother Mary, harbour light. The first thing Mary showed me when we were creating this spray, which is called Mother Mary Harbour Light, was she is the safe harbour. She's the one that you can come back to help you come back to yourself. This is the thing. It's the Divine Mother template. By coming back to me, I help you come back to yourself. That's what a safe harbour is. You're not meant to stay in a safe harbour for the whole of your life, just bobbing around on the same boat, looking at the same seagull every day, looking at the same harbour wall every day. No, you come back and you bob around and you do that for a while and you regain your strength, okay? Find your mojo again, heal, and then you get back out there. Was that Bella just agreeing? I think it might have been. Harbour Light. Let's just go with Mary for a minute. I actually got some Mary cards. Let me get them. Hold on. The Mother Mary Oracle by Alana Fairchild. I'm going to pull one from here. But before we do that, let me just see what I can pick up myself. Mother Mary. Cancer New Moon. She's saying there's a lot of boats in the harbour right now. She's saying they're all jostling for position. And I'm being given the analogy of as a sailing analogy, which is that those of you that might sail around the world, maybe some of you do who listen to me, I don't know. But the thing is, you have to moor somewhere. And so sometimes it can be quite competitive getting into the harbour to moor your boat for safety. There's a few boats in this harbour, which is basically people, could be you, could be me, could be us. We've been there for a little bit too long. It's almost like become a little bit selfish. There's other people that need to come back and recharge. You are recharged. She's wanting to just give you a gentle nudge back out there. You see, that's again what the Divine Mother does. She pushes you out of out of the nest when you're ready. She pushes you back out of the harbour into the sea. Again, what does that make you think straight as soon as I say that? Do you straight away think, oh my God, but the sea is turbulent and the sharks, okay, and there's a hurricane blowing, my boat is going to topple over? And then we have the energy of Christ coming in. You know, the disciples who woke Christ up on the boat in the storm. And he got cross with them. He got cross with them and he said, why do you not have any faith? Why do you not have any faith? Yeah, he calmed the sea. But what he was basically saying to them is, you have the ability to do that as well. Okay? So it's a bit of sort of like a tough love from both of them today. Our Lady of Promise on the bottom of the deck. You know, this is the promise that God made to you. That, you know, Earth isn't meant to be... Earth is meant to be a happy place. I mean, yes, Earth is a place of much difficulty and challenge, but there's always goodness. There's always love there. There's always something to celebrate. Cancer, new moon, energy. Mary, Cancer, new moon, energy, please. Can't make this stuff up. Our Lady of the Sacred Hearth. Hearth. That word has earth in it. Earth, hearth. In fact, it has a few different words in it. It has hearth, it has earth, and it has heart. Come home to your heart. Your heart doesn't lie. Come home to the earth. The earth loves you. Come to my hearth and warm. And when you are warmed, then go back so somebody else can come and warm themselves. Card number 1. Summery, warm colours. Mary, Cancer, new moon. Just feels another message. Hold on a minute. She's just showing me this beautiful vase full of flowers. It's a picture of beauty. It's a picture of natural beauty. It symbolises beauty. It's the same message as that Ace of Cups. Life wanting to gift you something beautiful. But equally, her encouraging you to do something beautiful for yourself. Doing something beautiful for others, yes, of course, but equally doing something beautiful for yourself this Cancer new moon. The Cancer crab is both inner and outer. The outer shell, doing something for others. The inner squodginess, for want of a better word, doing something for yourself, feeding your own heart. What's going to feed your heart? Do that. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to wish you a good one. Have a beautiful Cancer new moon, and I will be back very soon. Don't allow the shadows to derail your joy. And remember, recommit to the universe. Honestly, truthfully. You can give Mother Earth and Mother Mary your fears and your shadow, but recommit to believing in hope, success, dreams, love, and a bit of magic, bit of Tommy Cooper, just like that. That's a great way to end a video, just like that. Take care. Bye. Bye.